Hello and welcome back to another beer review. Now we have a bock beer from Butcombe Brewery and we have a can of their Invader 6% ABV. Super smashing great. I'll give her a 12. As you can see, it looks like there's a certain theme going on here. Certain theme. I shall read the back for you. 1978. Cool, that's going back. I would have been 1978. I'll be about 5 years old. Saw the release of Space Invaders. Now, any of you of my age, you will know what Space Invaders is. The arcade game that changed the world with its iconic gameplay and design. Yeah, today it remains a totem for a generation, taking us back to a simpler time. Certainly was a simpler time. Certainly was. Cat hair. Yeah, it was a simpler time where saving the universe came in 8-bit and a handful of small change could last you the night. I was never on it all night. I used to have the Atari 2600. You know, the one with the great big cartridges, which used to cost a fortune from the toy shop. £26, something like that. I used to bang it in, and it was primitive, but it was good. I remember the decathlon. I used to have like a decathlon game, and you used to you had 1,500 metres to do. And you used to get these, the joystick of the Atari, if you're familiar with it, you used to kind of like waggle it, to make you run and that, and you used to get sores on your hands and that. Anyway, to celebrate this game's changer, we've created a beer that's a classic in its own right. So this is a bock. So a bock is like a dark lager, I suppose, from German beer culture, if you know what I mean. But no, it's bringing it all back, all these video games and that. When I got the Commodore 64, now that was a computer. The Commodore 64 for me still is a classic. I think if I ever go to a car boot, next time I go, I'll be looking for a Commodore 64. Anybody who's got a Commodore 64 out there with a load of games, I might be interested. Especially you got Monty on the one. That's a cracker, that one. Then I had a mate I'm going off on one. Then I had a mate at school who had the Amstrad with the green monitor. He had a green monitor and he had a built-in tape player. And he used to go on and say to me how much better it was and everything, and it wasn't. It was shit. And there was a Sinclair, going on one, the Sinclair Spectrum with the rubber keys. He used to take out the rubber keys for a laugh and swap them all over. And good old days. You can't beat them, When I was younger, my grandparents used to go on, the good old days were the best. And I used to kind of like say out, I thought myself, you're talking out of your arses, but as you get older, you think yourself, yeah, the good old days were the best. Anyway, let's go on with the beer. So I'm waffling on. It smells very pleasant. It smells quite sweet. There's a lovely brown note there. Brown bread note coming out, which I was expecting from a bottle, to be honest. So let's whack her in. Like you do. Yep, she's come out very dark looking. I would say like a dark amber colour. Let's get her in. I'm trying to make a good job of this pouring. Yeah, it's got, there's a yeast cloud in there, definitely some sort of yeast cloud what's just gone bloop into the glass. Lovely looking amber glow to this beer. As you can see there, carbonation's going off. It's like a little trickle. Lovely thin head. And again, it smells lovely. This brown bread, bran, wholemeal. Like dry roasted peanuts come to mind. And maybe a hint of honey there as well. It's lovely. I'm going to go in, so cheers. Very sweet. Very sweet. Feels smooth. It feels the carbonation's quite low when you're drinking it. It's not getting any prickling in the mouth from the carbonation. Very smooth. Lovely, lovely bran note in there. Wheat note even. It really is nice, and it complements the sweetness. It's very nice. Oatmeal comes to mind. Cerealness comes to mind. Weetabix comes to mind. It's very, yeah, it's nice. It's like a, what's the word? It's like it reminds me of Ovaltine in a way. You get this type of bran maltiness from a cup of Ovaltine. It feels like that in there. Yeah, it's very sweet. It says dry finish on the back on the can. For me, I'm not getting any dry finish. It's quite sweet. I'll go in one more time. Very pleasant, very drinkable. Nice strain of cerealness going through. It's lovely. It's like a muesli bar in a can. Best way to sum it up. A muesli bar. This is from the 78 range, so I don't know what else they're going to bring out in the 78 range. Butcombe Brewery. I can't call them brewery. It says brewing company. Everyone says it's a. Everyone goes on about brewing companies when it's cans, but anyway, Butcombe Brewery, Invader, Bock beer. Highly recommend that. It's very enjoyable beer, very drinkable. Dare I say, sessionable at 6%. Put it this way: if you had a load of that, you won't be playing Space Invaders afterwards. You'll be leaning up against the bloody machine. Arcade machine, that is. See you later.